What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news each and every day. I'm Drew Bosley, that's Scott Savage, and you can join us at InsideTheGame.ca, our YouTube channel, Inside the Game Official, our Fast channel over at Rad TV, our TV streaming platforms around the globe. There's like a list each and every day I gotta rhyme off. This is nuts. Roku TV, Amazon Prime, Jinx Esports TV, ESTV, and then we have the audio side. Don't think we forgot you, because we didn't. We got you covered over there. Fire Network has you covered on 212 platforms. Scott, I'm a little wound up. We got things to talk about today, man. What are we talking about?
Today we have PlayStation's partnership with NCSoft, and what could that mean for the future? You have some thoughts?
Sure do.
We have a first look at the Fallout TV series, and I have some thoughts. Very positive ones, I'll get that out. But we also have the final shape has officially been delayed for Destiny, unfortunately, as well as Rainbow Six Operation Deep Freeze has been delayed as well.
Oh man, that one hurts. I think that's the one that hurts us the most, right? That's one of the things that's just, we're there almost on a nightly basis. And I was looking forward, I'm like, yo, we get a new operator, we get another map. I think that's what I was excited for too. Experience the new map. Let's jump in, let's see what the thing is all about. And then, yeah, we just got hit with the delay. So we'll be talking about that. But Scott, before we talk about more stuff, what have you been playing lately?
I've been losing myself in a lot of Halo, actually. Halo and Call of Duty. It's like it's 2010 all over again.
Dude,
I love it.
It was fun. Actually, I joined you the other day for some Halo, and I got some snipes in there. It felt pretty satisfying. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm back in the world of Dishonored again, and I'm still doing my Red Dead daily challenges. I'm coming up on day 28. Gonna cash in on all that gold. Maybe one day they'll bring over another battle pass for me to join into and grind through, because I know myself and my buddy Kyle we're just hungry for anything new in the world of Red Dead. And granted, GTA 6 trailer's just around the corner, so yeah, Rockstar's a little busy right now, but don't forget about us over here, man. We've been here, and apparently over the weekend, 77,000 other people showed up too, so we're definitely not alone. But dude, let's talk about it. Scott, here we go. Following Horizon MMO report, PlayStation announces strategic partnership with NCSoft. Oh, dude, this is real. Tom Ivan, BGC, Sony Interactive Entertainment, and NCSoft have signed a strategic global partnership. Their CEOs, Jim Ryan and Taijin Kim, respectively, met to put pen to paper on the deal, which will see them, quote, collaborate in various global business fields, including mobile, end quote. Just because PlayStation tried the mobile stuff and it just didn't really work. So we'll see where this goes, because NCSoft is killing it over there. Tuesday's announcement comes a year after it was reported that Sony and NCSoft had struck a deal to create a Horizon MMORPG. It was claimed at the time that the project would be developed by the South Korean company behind the Lineage and Guild Wars MMO series, and target the global market as part of Sony's push into the live service games. Quote, partnering with NCSoft advances our strategy to expand beyond console and broaden PlayStation's reach to a wider audience, end quote. SIE boss Ryan said Tuesday, quote, like SIE, NCSoft shares a similar vision in creating high quality, impactful entertainment experiences for players everywhere, and together we're excited to collaborate to push the boundaries of gaming further, end quote. NCSoft boss Kim commented, quote, this partnership with SIE is the beginning of our efforts to build various synergies together, utilizing both companies' core competencies, technological capabilities, and expertise. We will deliver a new and enjoyable experience to our audiences across and beyond genres and regions, end quote. Scott, Sony recently confirmed that it had their live service kind of plans. It went from like 12 down to 6. This one here, when Jim Ryan mentions this includes mobile, my concern now is that Horizon has just gone mobile and we're not getting anything over on PlayStation.
Oh no, a bit of a quality juke there.
Right?
Switch you out for a mobile after putting together such a big idea of an MMO series, though, and then to take that and go only mobile, that seems very unlikely to me. But there's a big standout here, which is interesting. The idea partnering with, this is a quote, partnering with NCSoft advances our strategy to expand beyond console and broaden PlayStation's reach to a wider audience.
Yeah.
This is Jim Ryan saying that. Is this the first official kind of messaging of this is our strategy now? We're trying to go not play everywhere. You can't use those terms, but
Yeah,
it looks like PlayStation is really officially, this is the closest thing I've seen to an official statement saying we are making the effort to go elsewhere. We're not just holding ourselves into the console space. And it matters hugely for me because I don't have that PlayStation 5. I'm still waiting on PC releases.
Yeah, which is too bad because you're missing out on a vast
Ghost of
library.
Tsushima, please.
Dude, like, yeah, you're missing out huge, right? Horizon. So here's the thing. Can they team up with NCSoft and make Horizon, this Horizon MMORPG? Dude, I just really wanted a multiplayer co-op game like Monster Hunter. That's what we are hearing the rumors of, right? This is where, what a opportunity that would be. But now we're getting into this MMO. Am I going to be paying a monthly subscription service? Like, are we getting into that WoW situation? Dude, I do not want that, right? Like, don't put me into this. This is not what I want. Make it, if we're going to do that, do Black Desert. You can get Black Desert for nothing, right? You can just go play your game, buy cosmetics, all that kind of stuff. Now, granted, it's been a long time since I've been over the world of Black Desert, but, dude, from what I understand, it's still free to get into. And I'm hoping that they keep it this way as well. Can they link the two devices? There's the other side of it, right? PlayStation 5 and my mobile device. Can I take it, play it on the go? We don't have a dedicated handheld platform. We do have PlayStation Portal, but that really just ties into your PlayStation 5 and allows you to stream anything from the console to this device, where we can actually pick up and move it and keep going on my mobile device is kind of where I'm thinking. Or are they two separate entities? Or maybe they're not even doing anything on the mobile side. They're just partnering with NCSoft to start working on this live service MMORPG for Horizon. Dude, there's a ton of questions, isn't there?
There's a ton of questions still. And I'm thinking perhaps it's not going to be an MMO in the traditional World of Warcraft setting. Maybe my experiences with Elite Dangerous have kind of opened my eyes to what an MMO could define as. The idea that you or I could work on we'll stay with a Monster Hunter like example. You and I could go out on monster hunts and stuff and benefit our city. And we're kind of in a closed environment, but our cities will talk over the greater servers. So my game will affect yours, but just not in a direct way. Maybe there's some other kind of more intricate systems behind the idea here and what's going on. And maybe that would create something, because how do you take Horizon and just pick it up and drop it into an MMO space?
Yeah. The other side of it is, how far off is this game? Last year, Guerrilla gave us Burning Shores, the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West. Fantastic. I'd say last year is really this year. But in the sense, right, then moving forward, if they're just forming this partnership now with NCSoft, we've been hearing rumors of this Monster Hunter Horizon experience, this game, for a while now. So does that mean there's actually two Horizon games on the forefront? We getting this Monster Hunter experience, and then partner with NCSoft later on, we're actually going to have an MMO RPG.
It is possible. There's a huge amount of questioning up in the air right now as to what PlayStation is doing. What is the next year going to look like after all of these kind of plans have been closed off and reconfigured now? I'm not sure what anything's going to look like into next year.
Well, yeah, we have a lot of questions leading into what is next year, right? What do we have? Because as of right now, we really don't know what to expect out of PlayStation. As far as what we've heard, Wolverine's pushed in 2025. Dude, we're done. Like, that's it. PlayStation obviously has plans. We just don't know them yet. But it's just exciting to think of, what do we see? Do we see something at the Game Awards? Hey, look for this next year.
I think we're going to have to start seeing that soon, and the Game Awards is going to be the best venue to do something like that. World premiere.
Even though he's getting away from the title. Yeah, but it is exciting to think of, like, right now PlayStation is so closed off. What does 2024 look like? And where does all the Horizon content fall into place? Maybe that Monster Hunter experience isn't that far away, and we get that next year.
There's some super secrets at the Game Awards. I'm always willing to accept a shadow drop of something.
Absolutely.
This would be way too big, though. You can't do that with the Horizon, please.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But definitely high hopes for Horizon. Huge fan of the series. Where do they take him next?
Drew, this is something that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. We have the Fallout TV series First Look. It's dramatic and dark, but with a little bit of a wink, says Todd Howard. This comes from Rich Stanton at PC Gamer. The upcoming Fallout TV series will launch on April 12th of 2024, and the backer Amazon Prime has now shared a first look behind the scenes with Vanity Fair. The game's retro-futuristic, post-apocalyptic aesthetic does seem like a natural fit for a TV show, and the choice of creative leads couldn't be better. The husband and wife team, Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, are best known for the Westworld series. The basic setup seems to be that Lucy is a nice but naive person whose vault-coddled existence has ill-prepared her for what lies above. Nolan points out the nature of virtue in such a setting as circumstantial. It's a luxury virtue. You have your point of view because you never ran out of food, right? He says. Todd Howard also chimes in on the show, on which he serves as executive producer. Quote, "We had a lot of conversations over the style of humor, the level of violence, the style of violence," says Howard, which is quite amusing coming from the guy who directed the Fallouts that gave us VATS targeting system. If you're not familiar with VATS targeting system, it's a slow motion thing. You're able to select devices, people's body parts, and then destroy them in slow motion. Incredibly gory, and I bet we're going to see a bit of that here. But he says, Howard says, "Look, Fallout can be very dramatic and dark and post-apocalyptic, but you need to leave it a little bit of a wink. I think they threaded the needle really well in the TV show," end quote. Howard discusses various previous approaches to such a project and why they were turned down, saying that when people wanted to make a movie of Fallout 3, his thoughts were basically, quote, "Yeah, we told that story." The Fallout TV show is set within the game's universe with its own tale, and one that Howard says is canon, which is an interesting detail and an approach I wouldn't be too surprised to see other shows based on games take. And this does get complicated because I've played a lot of time I've affected those worlds very much. How are they going to show off that? But most intriguing is another lead character we've seen, a bounty hunter called the Ghoul, played by Walton Goggins, who has a gift for mesmerically loathsome characters. The Ghoul is hundreds of years old, and the show explores his human past as well as the present. Quote, "He becomes our guide and our protagonist in that older world, even as we understand him to be the antagonist at the end of the world," says Nolan. Quote, "He's got a lot of mileage on him, but he's still got a swagger and kind of charm," end quote. Another quote, "One of the things we're trying to gently sidestep here is the kind of binary thinking, like, they're the good guys or they're the bad guys," says Nolan. Quote, "Whoever the good guys and the bad guys were, they destroyed the whole world. So now we're in a much more gray area. Americana, man's inhumanity to man, and Walton Goggins without a nose sounds like good, clean fun to me. I have to agree. We'll all find out soon enough, because Fallout will launch on April 12th on Amazon Prime Video. Some of these images are showing the really strange kind of pseudo 1940s future. It's a really interesting, very, very unique kind of look that they're going to have to grapple with in this show. And I'm very nervous given the history with things like Halo and that's TV show. But I'm also very confident that we've seen how The Last of Us works and how you can respect the source material and therefore do a great job at it.
No, absolutely. I think that's the biggest thing, right? Man, Halo makes you nervous, doesn't it? Like it terrifies like any fan of the Fallout franchise and go, please don't do that. Like that's the biggest thing. You know what you should do? Follow what The Last of Us has done and kind of hopefully hit that formula and give us what we all kind of desire. It's funny because I'm not even a Fallout fan. This has my interest, right? Like I definitely want to check this out. I think it looks cool. I think there's definitely some intrigue there and a lot of interest that is going to keep me going back week on a week. Did they launch it all at once, or is it like a weekly saga, you think?
Oh, because it's Amazon Prime, I'm not so sure because I'm not familiar with how they normally do things. But I would expect kind of a one season at a time, maybe a half season. They do the mid-season finale thing. Or I haven't watched serial television in a while. I'm not sure what the standard is.
I know, we're mostly gaming, right? So it's funny because if they do drop it week to week to week, like The Last of Us did that, dude, it brought the hype, right? Like, I think that's what it really builds upon, is bringing that hype back instead of just going boom. Like The Witcher came and it was there, and you could believe it was there, and you could just binge it, right? And it's one of those things, man. Okay, keep going. Oh, you know what The Witcher did is they did half the season up front and then the back half of the season. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So it was one of those experiences, right? But it brings that hype from week to week to week, especially if it's good, like The Last of Us was. It was okay. What comes next week? And if you played the games in The Last of Us, you kind of knew what you're teeing up for, but then they were always able to craft it in such a unique way, and a way to tell the story that fans of the franchise would already know, but it'd still be different and engaging enough to keep us. And fans of the Fallout franchise here are going to get something completely new. Does that terrify you at all, or have you excited?
Well, because it has to be canon, it has to fit with the games and what I already know. I think I'm a lot more relieved by that. I think that'll be a lot safer of a bet, because there's just so much going on, and if you're a fan of the series, it would be very easy to kind of point to something and go, hey, remember that? And then don't focus on it too much. And that way you could exist in that universe without breaking any of the rules, bending any of the characters.
Oh, that's fair. And it's not that far away, kind of, give or take, coming up in April. So, I don't know. High hopes, man.
Oh, I'm looking forward.
Scott, Destiny 2, The Final Shape, has officially been delayed to June 2024. David Carcassell over at PSU, Destiny's 2's major upcoming expansion, The Final Shape, has officially been delayed. Bungie revealed after reports that it had been delayed following mass layoffs at the studio. Instead of the previously announced February release date, Destiny players will have to wait until June 4th, 2024 to play The Final Shape. They play through a campaign that's meant to wrap up nearly a decade of storytelling that began with the first game. Quote, "We'll keep it short and simple," end quote. Bungie began in a blog post announcing the delay. Quote, "The Final Shape needs more time to become exactly what we want it to be. So we're moving its release date to June 4th, 2024, end quote. Bungie continued, "The Final Shape is a culmination of the first 10 years of Destiny storytelling, and for Guardians everywhere, countless hours spent together. We want to honor that journey, so we're taking the time we need to deliver an even bigger and bolder vision, one that we hope will be remembered and treasured for years to come," end quote. Scott, I'm down for this, man. That makes sense.
Well, this is their baby. It makes sense they want to delay to make this wrap up properly, and I think that's the right maneuver.
Yeah,
I've been so out of Destiny for so long now that I know it's far too beyond me at this point. I need the abridged form. But speaking with some of the friends that are still in this game constantly, day in and day out, they are worried. My understanding is that there's some worry that this might not follow up properly.
You know what it kind of comes back to mind is Mass Effect, right? The trilogy, the way that wrapped up, where BioWare actually had to go back to fix the ending. I'm hoping that's not something that falls into Bungie's plate, right? Let them do and tell their story, and hopefully have 10 years of a game just wrap up. I don't know how you do that and hit on all points, but I'm intrigued to see if they can pull it off. I'm like you. I've fallen away, dude. I beat Destiny 2. I mentioned this in the past, and then I was done, and then all this DLC started dropping. And I was like, man, I haven't got a clue what's going on anymore.
Yeah, the thing is, what we played was basically the tutorial for Destiny 2.
You're pretty well, right, at this point. So it kind of makes you wonder what's coming next. In The Final Shape, they're going to need more time, and I can, nail the ending, because they could be, right, treasured and remembered for years to come. That is the biggest selling point right there, is that they want to be remembered at such a high note. End this off with a high. How do you crush this? And I would love to have somebody on with us to talk about more Destiny and how they could end this. So if you do, hit us up in the official ITG over on Twitter. And we'd love to hear from you. Get some feedback. Because like you say, you and I have been out of this for so long. Even our good friend Nate, who has been a part of the Destiny community for years, even he's fallen off, right? It just keeps going. Scott, is there a Destiny 3?
That's what I'm wondering now. I don't think there is, based on this situation. The idea they want to delay, it's called The Final Shape. That doesn't seem to matter too much what you name them, but the idea of that this is the end stone, the end cap to the whole series, and I think that's the way it should go, and that would make it memorable and kind of tied together. If you leave a loose end, I don't think that's going to be remembered quite so fondly.
No, wrap it all up and then move on to Marathon, right? I think that's kind of the game plan. Everybody shift over now. It's time for something new. It's time for something fresh. Rejuvenate the studio too. End off on a high and then start working on the next project and then come out swinging. I don't know. Time will tell, but June 4th will be the final shape. Scott, this one's a little disappointing for you and I. Rainbow Six Siege Operation Deep Freeze has been delayed. Anthony Fortino over at Insider Gaming. Rainbow Six Siege has announced with a new tweet that the anticipated Operation Deep Freeze update is officially delayed for further testing. The feed did not confirm a new release date or a window for Year 8 Season 4. There's also no word on when another update will add something concrete. Rainbow Six Siege still has a strong presence in the esports scene. However, its frequent updates play a large role in retaining the interest of casual players. Scott, that would be us.
Yep, that's well casual though. Are we casual players at this point?
Dude, I'm not casual. I'm like, we're there daily. That's not a casual presence, but we're more than
we're just not pro.
Yeah, that's just it. Yeah, no, we were horrible, dude. Last night was rough. It has been difficult to legitimately shake up the meta so long after launch. Delaying Operation Deep Freeze will surely be disappointing, but a smooth launch is always worthwhile. Unfortunately, fans will likely be waiting for a while since today's update was so vague. It seems the new update may suffer a serious issue or two. That's the biggest thing, Scott. Dude, there's really nothing to base this off of. All we know is that it's been delayed and we have nothing to go off. I don't know when we're going to get this, when we're going to see it. It's just gone.
Yeah, I can only wonder, is this new level related? Is this new character related? Is it balancing issues? Because the game is so complicated. Year 8. Let us not forget, not miss that one. Year 8 in this game is still going strong. It's only doing so because of very careful craft and very talented developers.
No,
so
absolutely.
Let's give them all the talent and time they need.
Yeah, I think just make it right. You know, that's the biggest thing. Don't come out and then it just goes, this doesn't work at all. The new operator's on the way, a new map is on the way, right? So it's a bunch of balancing. How do you make sure that Tubero is set and ready to go, right? His new ability, this cool ability is this deep freeze kind of grenade, right? You toss it in places and it just freezes everything. So there's a lot of balance and fine tuning to make sure that that doesn't just break the game. Like that's the other thing, right?
And there's 60 something operators. Think about how many devices that deep freeze has to interact with. They have to script and program all of that. There's a lot of work that goes into these.
Absolutely. So when we do find out more, we'll keep you posted right here. Scott, it's that time of the show we wrap it up and tell you what you're playing today. What new games are on the list?
We have Forest Grove on PC, PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, X, and the Switch. Orton Was the Case is on PC, PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, and the Switch. Heavy Burden is on Xbox One and the X series. And The Traveler's Path is now on PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, and the Switch.
And that'll wrap up today's show, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news each and every day. We'll be back again tomorrow. I'm Drew. That's Scott.
We'll see you inside the game.